Okay, here we go. Solving inequalities. Here is the problem. On page 96, following along, it says Jane plans to purchase 3 pairs of slacks. Now, you know this is an older problem if we're saying slacks. All costing the same amount. And a blouse that is $4 cheaper than 1 pair of slacks. She has $75, but she wants to have at least $3 left. What is the price range for the pair of slacks? All right, I'll read it one more time. Jane plans to purchase 3 pairs of slacks, all costing the same amount. A blouse that is $4 cheaper than 1 pair of slacks. She has $75, but wants to have at least $3 left. What is the price range for the pair of slacks? Okay. Couple different ways you could approach this. Actually, I'm going to stop there. I'm going to have you try this on your own for about 5 minutes. And when I say on your own, you, maybe somebody next to you, talk about it. Let's see what you can do with this problem, okay? So 5 minutes, 5 minutes. See what you can do. Because that's what it's going to be like when you have the test on Friday. Slacks are pairs of pants. Trousers. Yes, I know. That's why I said, you can tell this is an old problem. So, slacks are pairs of pants. Trousers. Jean-like things. All right. Let's see who's here. All right, Cameron. Okay. Give the old college try, as they say. Cameron, Jay, Nehemiah, Jasmine, Andrew, Fernando, Aiden, Riley, Arturo, Sajin, Yasmin, Pierre, Jesse, Kayla's not here. Rodney, Jamani, Cameron, Jaden, Ron, Demarion, and Stephanie. All right, let's get started. What is your unknown? What is your unknown? And then once you have that, you want to come up with equation, inequality.
Inequalities are the ones that are
Less than or equal to, greater than, equal to, less than, greater than. 4 choices. We are on page 96, and they have 2 more minutes to try to do anything with this problem. Come on, what are we trying to find out here? What is our unknown? Look at the last question. That usually can guide you.
75.
Mm-hmm.
So she has 75. And 75.
Right.
What's the price of it?
Okay, so you might want to put x equals price of slacks. And it could be a range, yes, but that is what we are looking for. Okay? So then it says Jane plans to purchase 3 pairs of slacks. So how could I represent 3 pairs of slacks? And what else is she going to purchase? We're on page 96, and they are looking at a word problem, trying to come up with any information about that word problem. So what is the 4? What does that represent?
4 is cheaper than one of the pairs of slacks.
What is cheaper?
Just one of the pairs.
Take a look at it again. No, don't erase yet. But what is that plus 4 represent?
A blouse.
A blouse. Now, is the blouse $4 exactly?
No.
What is it?
Slacks. Wait, no. Yeah, it's a pair of slacks.
Well, it says, and a blouse that is $4 cheaper than one of the pair of slacks.
We don't know how much the slacks.
We don't know the exact price, but we have something that's representing it, right? Okay. All right, so let's see how we did. All right, Jane plans to purchase 3 pairs of slacks, all costing the same amount, and a blouse that is $4 cheaper than 1 pair of slacks. She has $75, but she wants to have at least $3 left. What is the price range for the pair of slacks? So, does anyone want to share how they maybe got started with this problem or any information they have? Che, thank you.
But equals 3 after.
Equals 3. Okay. Because.
After everything that Jane bought, she'll have $3 left.
Okay. Is it exactly $3?
Well, at least 3. So I guess less greater than 3.
Greater than 3. So everything over to the left has to be greater than 3. So if I do that, 3 is less than that. Can I have, will I get any more than 3 then if I do it that way? I don't think so.
Less than 3?
At least $3 left. Probably less than or equal to, if we go that route, I think. This has to be equal to 3 or 3 is greater. No, you're right. It would be that way. Okay. That is one way to do it. Che, that's one way to do it. I don't know that that's going to be the simplest way, but it is definitely one way to do it. Okay? Do you have anything more than that?
For the other side, I put 75 minus 3x minus x minus 4.
75 minus 3x minus, what was it?
Like in parentheses, x minus 4.
X minus 4. and then is greater than or equal to 3, because we could have just $3, right? But we also, go ahead.
Yeah, for y, I just feel like an equal.
Okay. If it's equal, that's exactly $3. But if we want to have $3 or more, oh my gosh, why can't I think like this? 3 is less than all of this. 3 is equal to that. 3 is less than. Is that right? Somebody help me. I'm a little brain dead right now. Huh? I'm trying to figure out if this sign is in the right position. So all of this, we want to be greater than or equal to 3. I think that's right. Okay, so let's go this route. Does everybody understand how he got this? So 75 is our total amount. Usually, we would put the 75 on the end. He did a little bit differently. He is taking away the cost of 3 pairs of pants. So X is equal to the price of the slacks or pants. So 75 total minus 3X minus a blouse that is $4 cheaper than 1 pair of slacks. So he subtracted this X minus 4 because the blouse is $4 less than the pair of pants. And that is all going to be greater than or equal to 3. Now, let's try to simplify this expression to the left side of the inequality. So this is still 75 minus 3x. And then I have minus this in parentheses. So what is that going to do with that in parentheses? What would that simplify to be? Plus 4 and is greater than or equal to 3. All right, now what? So far. Mm-hmm. What? Add like terms, negative 3x and another minus x gives me a total of how much? Negative 4x, yes. So we combine those like terms. 75 minus 4x plus 4 is greater than or equal to 3. Let's get x is where it is, so let's move. What do you want to do here? I have all x's on that one side, so I would say move all the other numbers over to the right-hand side. What do you think?
I would move the 3 to the left and the 4x to the right.
Say that one more time.
Will I mess up the equation?
Well, as long as you do it consistently, it doesn't matter which side the x is on.
Okay. I'd add the 4, subtract 3.
Add the 4.
4x.
So you want the x on the other side? Is that what you're saying? Okay. So add 4x, which means you need to add 4x over here. And there are, as you know, different ways to do this. This is one way. You just have to be consistent. Can we add 3 and 4x together? No, those are not like terms. That is an x term and a constant. So those have to be the same. All right, what else? Come on. Yeah. Well, we're not quite there yet, so I don't know. We'll see. What's 75 plus 4? 79 is greater than or equal to 3 plus 4x. Okay, I hope this works out. Now what? Subtract 3, subtract 3. 3's cancel out. 76 is greater than or equal to 4x. What do I do now? Divide by 4, divide by 4. Do I need to flip the sign here? Huh? Do I need to flip the sign? Did we multiply or divide by a negative number? No. So we don't need to flip the sign. So 4's just simplify out. And x, as I read it from the x, it's going to say x is less than, because I'm reading it from right to left, is less than or equal to 19 somethings. And what are we talking about? What was our x amount? The price of the slacks. So x here should be, and I can switch this around, less than or equal to $19. So the price range for the pair of slacks could be anywhere from 1 cent up to $19. 1 cent up to $19. That is the range if she still wants to have $3 left. But again, this is not the only way you could have done this problem. It's probably not the way I would have done this problem. Okay? But that's okay. That is the beauty of math, and that is the angst of math, that there are so many different ways. Does anybody want to quickly show or give me an idea of how they might have done it a little differently? Well, let me just show you very quickly. So I probably would have put 75 over on the end. Let me do this a little larger. Okay, 75 over here. I know there was going to be an equal because she wanted $3 or more. So I would have said 3x plus x minus 4. This is your blouse. That was $4 cheaper. Plus 3 has to be less than or equal to 75. It can't be more than 75 because 75 is what she wants. But this takes care of your slacks. This takes care of the blouse. And this takes care of the $3 she wants to have out of that 75. And if you combine them, you get 4x here. Negative 4 plus 3 is going to be minus 1 here, is less than or equal to 75. Add 1, add 1. 4x equals 76. Come on. And when you divide by 4, x is less than or equal to $19. Still giving you 1 cent for the pair of slacks up to $19. Okay, so that's another way to do it. Might be a little bit more easy to understand, a little more straightforward. But yours worked beautifully. I'm glad you brought that up. And then we all think a little bit differently. Any questions on this? All right, let's go to the next one, which is just a regular old inequality problem. So parentheses, negative 3x plus 7, and parentheses, minus 4 times parentheses 2x minus 6, and parentheses, minus 12 is greater than or equal to 7. So go ahead and the next 5 minutes, see if you can solve the next two. And let's see what we get for an answer. The next two problems. Anybody want or need a calculator? You good? Good. distributing, what is it you're distributing? Yes, -4 with what's up. Uh-huh. No, you do not have to. Not sure why they have them there, maybe, yeah. Maybe. Andrew, you have both of them? Just working on both of them, please. You gonna work on this? Jade, how you doing? Everything you have is correct so far. Okay, we're working on these two problems. Now we'll make sure you have. You started is the hard part. So I'm not distributing or anything with this first set of parentheses. We'll just rewrite it. We have to keep those parentheses. Can we combine what's in parentheses? Are those like terms? Can we combine them? We'll just rewrite them without parentheses. Okay. What about that next one? What's that D word? That is the D word, but that's not the one I'm looking for. Distribute. So we're distributing what with that next parentheses? -4. You have to look at the sign in front. Yep. All right. You're doing it okay. I'll be right there. Just leave it in fraction form. Don't change it to a decimal. Be right there, Johnny. Read stuff. It's okay to read stuff. I probably would have selected it in fraction form. Probably over here too. Did you hit on that side? No, get it. It's ready. They're both good? I know the number is correct, and we didn't have to change that. I think you're good. combine these? No. So we don't really need parentheses anymore. We did a negative plus 24 minus 12, okay, is greater than or equal to 7. And you got to put together your like terms. What do you have there that's a like?
No, it's just
Yeah.
like this.
Okay. You might want to make it different because you underline everything. Make it different, like a squiggle line or something. All right. Let's see what's in here. Ooh, we forgot this last part that needs to go behind there. Minus 12. Minus another 12. Okay? That's going to throw your answer off. Okay. Let's see how you did. All right. So, had a question. Do we really need to keep those parentheses for that first set of parentheses? Can we combine those terms? No. So, we don't really need them anymore. So, I would just say this is negative 3x plus 7. And then you want to take this negative 4. And it should be the negative. You want to make sure you're looking at the sign in front. Negative 4 times 2x is minus 8x. Negative 4 times negative 6 is a positive 24. And then don't forget about this minus 12 that falls behind. And that is all greater than or equal to 7. Combine your like terms. Your like terms have to be on the same side of your inequality. So negative 3x and negative 8x is going to be a negative 11x. And then I've got my 7 and 24 and negative 12. 24 and negative 12 is 12. 12 plus 7 is 19. And that is greater than or equal to 7. I'm going to keep the x's where they are. Subtract 19. Subtract 19. So negative 11x is greater than or equal to negative 12. Divide by negative 11. Divide by negative 11. And x is less than or equal to, a negative divided by negative is a positive 12/11. Yes, the way I did it, because I divided by a negative, I did have to flip the sign. Okay? But the way you did it, you might not have had to. Yes? Say it again. Okay, that's okay. You don't really need to. You guys are always eager to put it in decimal form. You can just leave it improper. But that's fine. It wouldn't be wrong. Okay? Any questions about this? How many of you got that answer? X is less than or equal to 12/11. Ooh, not many. Raise them up higher. Yeah. A little higher. A little higher. Well, I had to. Did you have X less than or greater than? Let me just make sure. I will come look at yours again.
I'm just saying, because you had it the other way, the entire
Right, but when you divide or multiply by a negative, did you multiply or divide by a negative right at the very end? Then you do have to flip the sign. Okay. So if you do that, would that make your answer the same? It would be less than. Okay, yes. All right, well, that's good. All right, so then the last one, solving this one. Oh. We have -3 that gets distributed. So -3 times 5x is -15x. A negative times a negative is +9 is less than, we get to distribute again, which is 4x plus 12 minus 12. When you simplify, the 12s get taken out. I want to move my x's to the same side. The only number I have left is here. So I'm going to keep the number there. And I'm going to move my -15x to the other side by adding it. And so I will add it here. That cancels out. 9 is less than 19x. And remember, if you're solving for x, you want to divide by that 19. That simplifies out. And so I get x, as I read it from right to left this time, x is greater than 9/19. Or if you switch it around, x is greater than 9/19. Or 9/19 is less than x, depending upon which side you did that. Any questions on that? How many got either one of those answers? Okay. The trickiest thing, I think, is if you are distributing, make sure you are checking out the sign of the number that you are distributing. Okay? Make sure you include that sign. That's probably the trickiest thing. And like I was just talking with Nehemiah, not in this particular problem, but I guess it's in the previous problem. If you divide or multiply by a negative number with an inequality, then you need to flip the sign. Flip the direction of the sign. Okay? Okay. That's all we got, guys. That's a wrap for this chapter. So I will now pass out the review. You can begin looking at it. Tomorrow, you will be working on that review in class. Okay? If you decide you have nothing better to do tonight and you do all of that review, you can ask me some questions, but I will primarily leave the questions for Thursday. Okay? Say it again.
So you have tutoring.
On Thursday this week. Yeah. Okay. So test is Friday. Homework, you should be working on all of it. Homework, last day to turn that in is the day of the test. Okay?